Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today we're going to do the first look, the unboxing, how to set it up for the first time, and the first cleaning on this brand new Matrix 10 Ultra Robot Vacuum Cleaner. This is made by Dreame. Now I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. This retails for $2,000. That's what I paid. And of course, as soon as I buy something at full price, it goes on sale. And today, a week later, it's on sale for $1,800. Now you can find all the products that I approve of on my website, justadadapproved.com. If you click on a link on my website or in this video or in the description, I am an affiliate with Walmart, Amazon, and other companies. If you click on those links, it could take you to those websites and the product won't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. It's a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to review these robot vacuum cleaners and give you my honest opinion. Now, right off the bat, this is extremely heavy. This is the biggest and heaviest robot that I've ever managed to deal with. Now, in Amazon, they do give you an option. You could pay an extra 20 bucks to have it set somewhere in your house. I recommend that because these things are getting crazy as far as how heavy they are. So we're going to do the unboxing. Bear with me here. This is extremely heavy. I'm not sure exactly how. I need it kind of lower to do this. So again, in this video, I'm going to take everything out of the box, lay it on the table here, put it all together. Then we'll put it against the wall. We'll connect it to our smartphone. We'll map our house, go through the recommended settings, and then we'll do a first cleaning over on the world famous Just a Dad Corner cleaning studio, and also over here on the carpet testing area. Just keep in mind, this is the first look. So it's like a piece of, this is your instructions. Those are relatively good. Robot, nice big handle. It's heavy. It's heavy. Okay, let's just see. This is going to have a bunch. So that's the main thing behind this. It's going to have all these different types of mop pads. There's blue. We'll go over all these, but I'm not sure we need this big of a robot. I don't know yet. This seems awfully big. My first impression is it's an X50 with a really big base, but it may be different. Okay, let's grab this. Wow, that thing's heavy. Be careful taking the plastic off. They always put it around the brush roller, so I recommend kind of cutting it. This is new. This is a protective cocoon. I like to see more protection. It's not super thick, but it's better than, that's cool. So, and we've got, of course, the AI saying they only keep their stuff local. It does have a camera on it. Yeah. All right, we got more to get out. This is where the heavy part, the base. Okay, down in there, there's another box with a handle on it. We'll take it out and we'll see what comes in it. Feels like it has lots of goodies in it. Lots of goodies. We got a 3 solution tank, if I remember correctly. 3 pet odor, wood floor, side brush, look, maybe an extra filter. Ooh, big bottle, I like that. More pads, lots more pads. So there's, oh yeah, you're gonna get the holders for them too. And they're the swivel adapter, they're the swivel ones. So these are the good ones. Looks like we got gray, orange, and blue. 3 pads, which means something. We got more right here. So I tilted the box over and I'm going to pull it out sideways. It's super heavy. So I got to figure out how to do this. Okay, cut away this plastic. There's handles on both sides. And there's also kind of a handle here. And you could grab it farther down, but you could grab it by these. There's a handle here and there and pull it straight out. I recommend cutting it. Don't deal with that white thing. Cut it because there's just a lot going on here with this. Again, here's a handle and a handle, but it's just so heavy. I mean, and we've got this, which I'm not sure. Got the these big pieces of tape. That may be just I'm not sure if there's parts in here or I don't want to damage anything. Let's take all the tape off. That's not coming out. And the instructions do say push that pin down to open that door, and then that box will come out. So it is good to read the instructions. All right, we gotta push this. I mean, this is like an ice box or something. It's so cool. Yeah, obviously that wouldn't come out, so it's just packing, but I will open it all up, I think. Oh, wow, this looks really weird. A belt. A lot of moving parts. Very interesting. Looks like it does have the auto water feature. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 4.1 amps, 640 watts during hot water cleaning. Some kind of big compartment down here, but nothing on the bottom. Just some big rubber pads. But there, yeah, not sure. We'll figure all this out, but that's like cool. And open the top, another piece of plastic. Tanks. We'll go all through this. So I'm not sure what auto filling is going to work with it. Maybe the Dreame one, because there's the connection. There's the USB-C connection. So maybe the one that I reviewed for the X40 will work on here. I'm not sure. My number one piece of advice, keep the box. Also, as soon as you get this, use it. You've got 30 days, and we're around the holidays, so you're going to get maybe an extra month or so before you have to return this. The best way to do a return is within that 30 days or the return window from Amazon. It's extremely hard to return these when you buy them from the manufacturer. So use it. Don't let it looks intimidating. Get it out. Start using it. Follow this video. I'm going to show you how to set it up step by step. So here's everything that comes in the box. Now the base station is kind of big and the box is a little heavy. There is an option to have it delivered inside your house for an extra fee. I do recommend doing that because it takes 2 people to carry the box. So we get 3 different types of mop pads. We got the gray, the orange, and the blue. Here's the robot vacuum cleaner. It does have Lidar navigation, and the Lidar can raise up and down. We get some extra parts. We got a side brush, 2 extra dust bags, and a filter. I like that it comes with a paper manual, 3 floor cleaning solutions, which I'll explain in a little bit. We do get an extra set of pads for the mop rollers. We get a power cord. Here is the base station. We're going to press this button here. This kind of opens up a door. We need to install the mop pads. Now, the base station can exchange the mop pads with the robot. It can change them according to what room needs cleaned. Up here, we do have a clean water tank. You're going to fill this up with clean water, and then it's going to wash the mop pads and suck the water up into the dirty water tank. Around back, there is a power switch, so make sure the switch is in the line position. We're going to plug the power cord is 6 feet long, 3-prong. We're going to plug it in right here. Make sure you push it in all the way so it's nice and flush. Power cord 6 feet long, 3-prong. You plug it in 120 volts, 60 hertz. It consumes up to 640 watts when it's heating the water. So we're going to talk about the base station, and then we're going to talk about the robot. So it does come with this ramp. We need to make sure this ramp is installed. Make sure that's flush. You are going to put this up against the wall on hardwood floor or linoleum or something. You don't want to put the base station on carpet. Front to back, 18 inches or 46 centimeters. Left to right, about 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters. It's kind of tall. You have to be able to lift the lid all the way up to get the water containers out. 34.25 inches or 87 centimeters tall. The unit itself, it's only about 23 inches or 59 centimeters. There is a handle on each side so that you can take it out of the box and move it around if you have to. There's a nice little push button here. This opens the door. It's on a hinge. We're going to install the extra mop pads you install according to the color. They're just kind of held on with a magnet there. And so the orange, the blue is for like living room area. And whenever you map your house, you're going to tell it in the map what room that is so that it'll use this accordingly. So the blue is living room. It's just kind of a general purpose cleaning. The orange one has the nylon scrubbers in it. So it's going to scrub the kitchen more. And the gray is for bathrooms, because bathrooms typically have standing water. So you've got more absorbing. This is a more absorbing pad. It kind of looks like the blue one. The blue one does seem a little bit thinner maybe. This one is supposed to have more absorbing power. But the main difference is going to be the orange one with the little nylon. They're not aggressive or anything, but you can definitely tell there's some nylon scrubbers in there. So you'll have to install those according to the color of this. And these are the swivel ones, so this will swivel. And that's going to come in play when you have uneven floor and the robot's trying to mop. Now the base station is going to wash these mop pads with hot water, but you will have to change them out once in a while. You can even put these in your laundry to freshen them up, and you will eventually have to just replace them. That's why they give you an extra set here. Now, one thing I do recommend is when you put them on, engage that Velcro. Don't just put it on there lightly. Kind of put it on and make sure that Velcro is engaged so that when it's cleaning it, it doesn't kind of come up, that Velcro. And I recommend doing that on all of these, even before you start using it. And again, these are the same. This just has a different color. Again, this has a swivel. So if you have some uneven ground, it's going to hopefully make sure it's nice and level on there. So these, I think, are the same. Yeah, they look the same except for the color. The holder is the same except for the color. And then here's the gray one. Close-up of the pads. Again, you can see the difference here, but between the gray and the blue, it's a little hard to tell. So now grab right here, there's a place, you're going to open this door. This is where the solution goes. So we're going to put, it's a 3-tank solution. You've got A, which is general purpose, B is for pets, and C is for hardwood floor. And there's a spot for each one of those to come out, and there is a little water pump inside for each one. Here's the dust bag. You're going to replace this dust bag about every couple months. Very easy. You do get 2 extra ones with this. Make sure you slide it in. There is a micro switch at the bottom of that. Okay, let's add our solutions. Let's add C, and you can see that's the wood, and it is green. This is, it doesn't hold much, so it holds about half of that. It's supposed to give your hardwood floors a shine. Let's do B. This is for odor control if you have pets. Now you can leave these empty, and you can turn them off in the app. Now A is going to be the biggest, and it's just your multi-purpose floor cleaner. We're going to go ahead. It smells, all these smell really good. Okay, let's go ahead and install the 3-chamber solution tank. This has some hooks on the top, so put the top in, rotate it, make sure that's kind of nice and flush. Now let's just go ahead and install these. They're just held on with a magnet. That's magnetic, or that is, I'm not sure. Then the gray, again, make sure that's engaged, that Velcro. And then the blue. There's a corresponding sticker up there. And then you can just simply close that. It is going to blow hot air up here to even dry these. So even those, it may not be installed on the robot. If it did use these, it's going to blow hot air up here to dry this and the dust bag when it's all done. Looks like maybe some hot air comes out up here. Now down here, there is they call this the mop pad belt or something, but this is in the down position. Whenever we plug the dock in, this should move up out of the way so that we can put the robot in here to dock. So right now it's in the way, but when we plug it in, you can see it's kind of like on a belt drive. This is how it's going to exchange the mop pads, is this right here. Now be careful with the robot. It does have these special wheels. They're robotic leap wheels, and it's very quiet when it moves, but it's also, when it's not powered up, it could fall off your table because it glides real easy. All right, so the robot itself is 14 inches or 35 centimeters. Now, the Lidar is lowered right now. It's supposed to be 3.15 inches, so it's about 8.7 centimeters. Yeah, about 3.5 inches. Now let's take a look at the robot. Again, we have physical buttons up here and a ring light. That's going to tell us different things, but this is a power button. It turns it on. It's also a start, stop, pause, and then there's your dock button. Around front, it does have an LED light. It's got the bumper. There's some sensors here. This does have a camera on the front. You can deactivate that if you want. The side brush does extend into the corner. We've got some side sensors so that it knows when it's up against the wall. It can move one of the mop pads right up against the wall, and it can extend the side brush. Charging, this is where it's going to fill the internal tank on the robot. The robot has an internal water tank. A sensor to help back up, alignment pins. This is where it auto empties the dustbin. So these are held on with magnets. You just simply lift up. Here's the dustbin. There is a Wi-Fi light and a reset where you can use a little paper clip to reset the whole unit. Pinch this tab. When it vacuums, everything's going to go into here, and then it auto empties out this little side right here. There's the filter. You will have to clean this filter. It does come with an extra one. You can rinse that underwater, but then let it dry in the sun. Very nice. And let's just put this back. Now let's flip it over. Here's where the mop pads, again, the base station can install and remove the mop pads. Here's where it's going to spray water on top of the mop pads. It does have a carpet sensor, so it can raise and lower the mop pads when it senses like a rug or something. But it can also, after you map your house, whenever it does like a room with carpet, it can leave the mop pads back at the base station, so it's not even carrying them. Here's these robotic leap wheels, I call them. It can deploy these. They're a little tricky to show because they're kind of stowed. But it deploys these robotic leap wheels. I can't show it. But anyway, that little wheel will come up and the robot can go over almost a 3-inch threshold. It has to be stepped 1.5 inches each, but those work very well. There's your drive wheels. Side brush extends into the corner and it can lift it up. Well, it retracts it. That's how it lifts this up. So when it senses that there's just a liquid mess, or if it's in a mopping mode only, this is retracted. Same with this. It can lift this up and down. It's motorized. I can't do it right now because the motor has to do it. But if this is in a mopping only event, this is raised, so this isn't being drugged through water. And if the sensor on the front, when it say you are vacuuming and mopping at the same time and it saw some liquid, it would stop the vacuuming, raise this, and then do a mopping only event. That's pretty cool. This door has been redesigned a little bit with these little right here, but this is the same dual brush roller that they use a lot of robots. It's open on one end, so the long hairs are not going to wrap around the roller. These are fluted so that the long hair will be directed down to the end and then it gets sucked up. If it had a pivot point here and here, it could possibly get wrapped around. Yeah, the door, these things look to be a little bit redesigned. I think on some previous models, those were just a little trickier to latch. They'll seem a little bit easier now. Cliff sensors, so if it won't fall down your stairs, these will be need to clean about every 30 hours. You'll get a notification. And there's the carpet sensor. Here's the free spinning wheel. Okay, so I want to capture when I first plug it in, does that thing retract? I think it does. So I just plugged, yeah. I think that thing retracts. Okay, good. That's all they tell us. It's very quiet. I'm not sure where the light is. Right here. This thing looks super cool. Can we still open it? Ah, there it is. They've got a name for that, the mop pad. I forget what it is. I'll look it up. But okay, so that retracted. Now we can get a better look. They've redesigned this a little bit. Auto empty, charging. This is where it fills the robot up. This filter looks like maybe it's different. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks a little different. This looks a little different. They pride themselves on this being flat so that you don't get, it's cleaning itself as it's cleaning the mop rollers. And then it's going to blow hot air right here. And then here's that belt. So yeah, this looks cool. Yeah, the light's a little bit more prevalent when you've got it open. Okay, let's power on the robot. Hold that power button for about 3 seconds. You should see it breathe. Yeah, so it's starting to breathe. We're going to get the Dreame app and we're going to scan that. You're going to hear a tune also. Yeah, then it becomes very hard to move when it's powered on. The Dreame app is free. You have to log in with a username and password. You have to have an email address. Okay, that's important to hear that tune. Don't be scared. It does lift up and down. It kind of scared me. That's normal. I don't recommend doing this on a table, but just in case it did move. But
place robot back into dock before starting tasks.
Okay, let's go to the Dreame app. The base was just doing something. I'm not sure. Yeah, the base is definitely doing something. Oh, that thing moved some more. I thought I heard something. We also have to prepare the tanks. I forgot to fill. Let's fill the clean water tank up with water. I'll put a link to the Shark Vac Mop solution. It's a good solution you can put in here, but we'll use the ones in the tanks. And also you're going to have a brush. This is a great brush for cleaning the dirty water tank from Walmart. $5. I absolutely love it. And the Effordent tablets we're going to put in the dirty water tank. So again, the Effordent tablets, these prevent odor. These seem bigger. And that's a really big port. So the tanks are a new design, and they seem like they hold more water. Yeah, let's see how that, I could tell right away that's bigger. Okay, got distracted. Let's go. When you get yours, I've got a whole bunch of Dreamies, but yours should look like this. Scan. You'll have to give it access to your camera, but you're going to point your camera at the... Now it's going to say, I already turned it on, so I can say the robot has been turned on and hit next. Now it wants you to release the Wi-Fi. So you're going to press these two buttons simultaneously till you hear something.
Waiting for the network configuration.
Okay, go back here, click this, and hit next. Select your Wi-Fi and then give it your Wi-Fi password. Then hit next. Now hit device hotspot. This is going to transmit a Wi-Fi signal that I have to join. So hit join. You may have to manually do it in your Wi-Fi settings, but typically this is all automatically. This will connect to your tablet. Then the tablet will tell the robot where your what Wi-Fi to use. Then both of them will go back to their normal Wi-Fi.
Robot and phone connected. Please return to app to wait for the result.
3 check marks. This usually is very simple and very quick. And now after this, we can go put it in the dock.
Network connected successfully. Place robot back into dock before starting task.
Yeah.
When hearing start charging, it means the installation is in place.
All right. So this gets a little tricky because those wheels don't want to move. Okay, yeah, here they are. Make sure you hear charging.
Start charging.
That's important. That means you have it docked correctly. Back to the app, hit next. Give it a name. You can name it whatever you'd want. Only 25% charge. That should be enough to map our house. The first thing we're going to do is check for an update. We'll do the update, and then we'll map our home. Then I'll go through the recommended settings. Then we'll do some cleaning with it. This is going to be exciting. Agree. Go through these. You can change these later, but that's the mop extend is on by default. If you don't want this on, just slide that off, but I do like those. Auto lift the Lidar sensor. If you have pets, turn it on. I'm going to leave it off for now. I don't like the smart voice. It works good. It's just I don't use it. There is a firmware update. What you can cancel and not do it, but I recommend doing it. So turn automatic updates on and hit update now.
Updating. Taking about 5 minutes. Do not
Now,
turn
interestingly
off
enough,
or
this
start the cleaning
doesn't,
back.
the Aqua 10 had an update for the dock and an update for the robot. So this just is back to one, showing one update. All right, these usually don't take too long. The Aqua 10 did take about 20 minutes. That was the longest I've ever seen for Aqua. But again, it had 2 updates to do. Typically, the robot is what talks to Wi-Fi. The base stations typically are not what's talking to the Wi-Fi. So anytime the dock has to update, it has to travel through the robot, and then the robot somehow communicates to the dock. I'm not sure how that happens. But typically when the robot needs to update, it's pretty quick because it's got a direct Wi-Fi connection with the internet. Okay, that took about 5 minutes. It says it's installing now. The blue lights, or the 2 lights are flashing. So it may power down and power back up again. So you may hear like charging and different things. Okay, so the robot said update successful, hit confirm. Okay, now we're back here. That took another 5 minutes. So 10 minutes tops. Start fast mapping. Open the doors. You do need to pick things up a little bit,
Take about 5 to 10
kind of put
minutes.
furniture where it's going to normally be, but it's not super big deal because this thing continuously
During the mapping process,
updating the
please
map.
ensure the entire home is well lit, and do not block the room's entrance or move the robot or dock.
It's really quiet. So now sit back and enjoy. This is the best part. Lidar creates a real-time map of your house. And this to me is the coolest thing. I mean, I'll never get tired of seeing that. Now, if you have thresholds, so sometimes I put a threshold there for testing, and sometimes it will sense that threshold and then do its leap arms and go into it. But during mapping, you can tell it. You can say, so you can kind of watch this and say, and if it tries to go into a room and it can't because there is a threshold there, add the threshold. So what you do is you just simply hit this. It pauses it, but it allows you to add a passable threshold. So then it will deploy those robotic arms, go in there and map that area, and then when it comes back, it redeploys them. You can put impassable thresholds and you can put ramps. But this is a super cool feature that you're able to do during mapping. Now, also, let's say there's a big area where you just don't even want it to map, or it's just going to have all kinds of trouble if it does try to map. You can even put a no-go zone while it's mapping. Again, it pauses it, put the no-go zone, and then it'll just stay away from there. So, and then just sit back. This is just the best part. I love it. But it is these wheels, there's just they're like brushless or something. I don't know, but they're so quiet. This is exactly like the this reminds me of the X50. I mean, it doesn't look too much different. The Mova V50 has these same wheels. The Dreame L50 has these same wheels. And when it mops, it is super quiet. So let's just sit back and I'll come back when we'll edit the map. Okay, that didn't take very long at all. Okay, so we gotta optimize the map. Okay, these are going to be some new settings that I'm not even familiar with. The robot adapts its mops types and cleaning approach for different areas. Yeah, the main thing was for cross-contamination, so that the living room is not going into the bathroom and different things like that. So, okay, proceed to adjustment. Something. Well, we went into map editing. Sorry. Okay, so let's edit the map. Let's divide. It did a really good job mapping. So let's divide. Take your time with this. You can divide as much as you'd want or merge rooms. You can pinch and zoom. But that line has to be solid or it won't do the divide. Yep. really want to do a divide right there. Huh, it won't do it. There it is. Gotta be a little persistent, so hit divide, that'll make it into 2 different rooms. You can merge rooms. Let's rename. Now this I think is going to be important, but we'll know more later. So click the room, rename it. These are probably going to be very helpful, like kitchen. It'll know to use the kitchen pads, bathroom, and different things. I'm going to use custom. Maybe I can tell it what later. I'm not sure. A lot to learn about this, but it is important to divide up your rooms and name them what you'd name them. Then we'll go to you can hide, divide. So next, no-go zones. So let's add it. I do know you can add these later, but I know in this one area, let's do a virtual wall over here. There's a room I don't want it to go into at all. You can't put it around the dock, but you can make it small. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff on the ground in that room. No-go zone is red. I know there's a bunch of computer cables. Even though it does a pretty good job, I just want to stay away from there for now. And you can do no mop zones. So if there's areas, that's purple. If there's areas you find that it's mopping that you don't want it to mop, you can add those later. And take your time with those. And again, you can add these later. You can add your virtual thresholds. I don't do much with furniture, but you can add curtains. This is also important. I love cleaning sequence. So my corner test, what you're going to do is hold these 3. Oh, and it gives us a mop. Okay, I'm seeing mop C. Save. So somewhere we'll be able to change those. Now this is just a walkthrough, real-time camera. Threshold. There's just a lot of pop-ups. Okay, here's the auto mop switching, which thankfully this popped up, but I'm sure it's in the settings somewhere. So, okay, the robot adapts its mop type and cleaning approach for different areas. Mop A, support for greasy. I think this was A, wasn't it? Yeah, blue. Greasy areas such as no, I'm sorry, that's the color right there. Greasy areas such as kitchens and dining rooms. B is damp areas such as bathrooms. C, regular cleaning areas such as living room and balcony. Okay. This is a pop-up always telling you to, it's just telling you. So let's go in now to the settings. Click the 3 little dots up here. Care history, I'm not sure what that is. That's your schedule, your clean. Okay, that's your previous cleanings. Put it on a schedule. That's the number 1 thing I tell people to do. Carpet settings. Vacuum, mop raise. You could do mop detach. If you don't want it to have, anytime it's vacuuming carpet, if you want it to remove the mop pads, make sure you click that, but I'll do raise for now. You can also have it clean carpets first. I'm gonna turn carpet boost off. It's kind of noisy, but you can turn that on. Anytime it's on carpet, it goes to max suction. Side brush rotates on carpet. I mean, it's up to you. Carpet cleaning with chassis lift. I got to do more testing with this. If you have really thick carpet, you're going to want to turn that on. It'll raise the chassis so it's not grinding on the carpet too low. You could put avoid or ignore carpet. Be careful with those. Right. Floor cleaning settings. Auto LDS. You can turn that off so it doesn't raise and lower the Lidar sensor, but I'm going to put it on that. Low clearance, high frequency or balanced. Collision avoidance is on. Pressurized cleaning. We'll use the pressurized plate in the brush guard to enhance cleaning performance. I don't know what that is. Auto recleaning. I think this has dirt detect. Clean along floor direction. I think that's important. You got to make sure. So yeah, it'll go take you to the map in floor material, select a room, floor material. Then you can pick the direction of your floor. It's like the grain is going this way. So I can pick that in the map and it's going there. I can look and that is the direction. All right, let's go back. Dynamic obstacle avoidance. That's after it's finished, it'll go back and see like areas it couldn't get to. It'll see if it can get to them again. I'm going to leave these off for now. These are laboratory functions, but they do work pretty good. Okay, I did the floor cleaning. Auto mop, here it is. There it is. Okay, let's go to, I got it on settings. So this kind of brings up a new map. And we have little letters beside. So let's select this and then I can choose. Oh, I love this. This is excellent. I'm going to put for greasy areas. I love it. And you can fine tune each area. Yeah. I don't know why this, I can't, I'm so like, it is recommended to use the default mop type apply changes. So, I mean, it did. Okay. Let's go back. We see it on the map too. So yeah, I switched to A. Did I? Yeah, I did A. B is gray. Yeah, okay. So the colors are corresponding. I want A. I want A. Apply changes, you know. So now when I go to the map, it's A. And we see the mop. So I have a lot of carpet in here and hardwood floor. I do recommend doing a complete clean. Then you can kind of find, it doesn't know where all the carpet is yet. But as it cleans your house, it's going to identify where the carpet is because of that carpet sensor. And then like, right, this room is all carpet, but it thinks there's there's no hardwood floor there. So that will change as it cleans your house. Let's go back to map editing. We did room partition, no-go zone furniture, low-lying areas. You can add a low-lying area where it will lower the Lidar and go under the furniture. That we'll see how that works. I've seen that not work the best sometimes. And we can do carpet. You can add carpet areas. So we can do fringes. Medium to high. So you got to wait till it finds some carpet or you add carpet and then you can add what type it is. I don't know if it does fringes yet or not. So some of this you're going to fine tune as it cleans your house. So we've done everything. You can do multi-floor management. Again, threshold, cleaning sequence. Okay, we've been through all of those. There's the auto mop switching. So basically, again, go back and tell it what mop pad you wanted to use in what room. Okay, pet care. I'm going to have that off. There's a lot of fancy features that that's a little complicated in my opinion. AI mop extend is on. Side reach is on. I don't do gap cleaning. And frequency I do high. Optical crossing. So that's how it goes across. And it tells you that if you can do synchronized or hurdle. Dock settings. Mop with detergents on. Mop washing with detergent. That's cool. Tank A, you can turn tank A off or balanced. Tank B. It's not selected since I don't have the pet thing selected. So tank C, balanced. Auto wash is on. Washing settings, standard, deep. You can do smart and the temperature hot. Ooh, there's high temperature soaking, hot water mopping. The PCM mop will be heated to 100 degrees. The mop washing time will be about 5 minutes. Wow. I think I'll just go to hot. Auto rewashing. I like that. Dust box and bag drying is on. Drying time. 3 is the minimum. 5 is the most, or you can mute it. Hair compression. I don't know what the dust box will compress the hair. Auto empty. I like this on high frequency. And then there is a setting to clean the washboard. Intelligent obstacle avoidance. You can turn pictures on or off. You have to agree to the privacy. The fill light's on. Voice assistant, real-time camera, more functions, do not disturb. I would definitely make sure that's on because this thing will go back and recharge and start in the middle of the night if you don't. And device maintenance, that's where all the robot tank reset mop pad transit carrier, that's what it's called. I'm not sure what the reset's for, but there's a reset for it. Battery, this is where you can tell it what percentage, or you can do off-peak charging. Accessories, this is where filters, side brush, main brush, mop pads, that's as needed, dust bag, Omni wheel, so pretty standard there. Firmware update is on automatic. Okay, we're back. This is the area if you want to do the whole house, you can do Clean Genius or custom. You can do vacuum, mop, vacuum and mop, mop after vacuum, or custom. 5 levels of suction. Let's do vacuum and mop. We got different levels of wetness we can put, mop wash frequency by time, by room, or by square meters. You can do mop only. Then you get more cleaning, intensive cleaning. You can do room. Select the rooms, it'll do it in that order. And then you can do 1, 2, or 3 passes. A zone. Pick a zone. You can make the zone and move it wherever you want. You can add another zone. Or that's 2 passes, add another zone. And then you can clean those however you'd like. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's go. I'm just too anxious to start cleaning with this. I kind of rushed through those settings. I do apologize, but the dock, we can do a manual auto empty, manual wash, manual dry, and manual dock or dust bag drying. Okay, let's tell it to clean the corner test area. We could do Clean Genius, but we're going to do custom, vacuum and mop, suction power, turbo, wetness, about a 27. Clean mop washing frequency, about 20 square meters, and standard cleaning pattern. We're going to do clean now. Okay, so it's going to replace the mop pads with the orange ones. The blue ones were installed on it right now, so the robot's going to undock itself.
Removed.
All right. So the robot removed the mop, it left the mop pads back there, and now that robotic arm's going to come down and grab them. And it's going to go bring the orange ones down. It's very quiet. And now the robot's going to back up and reattach the mop pads. Now it's going to wash the mop pads with hot water, and it's going to fill the internal water tank up with water.
Mop pads installed. Start cleaning mop pads.
So it's going to take the clean water. It's going to heat it up, mix it with some solution. I didn't show you the solution tank, but there's a solution tank. It's going to mix it, clean the mop pads, and also fill the internal water tank up with clean water. Then there's the dirty water tank. Here's the solution it can use for wood floors. Okay, it's going to undock itself. That took about 1.5 minutes to wash the mop pad and fill the internal water tank with water. And it's going to travel to the room to start cleaning. Okay, so it's going to start cleaning this room. It's got a side brush it can extend, and it can extend the mop pad right up against the wall. Wow. So it did a pretty good job of getting the corner. Now it is recognizing that cable, and it's going to avoid that cable. And we can see in the app, it took a picture of that cable right there, and there's me taking the photo. Once it does the perimeter of the room, it's going to go back and forth and make the straight lines because it has Lidar navigation. That's a really good obstacle avoidance sensor on the front. Now you can turn the camera off if you don't want it to take pictures. It's off by default. And you can adjust how much water it puts down. It's putting down some pretty good water. Looks like it's going to avoid that toy. Now those mop pads have to capture that mud. This is going to be the first pass. The second pass, it's going to go up, down, and capture more of the mud. Okay, so the second pass is started. It's going to do the perimeter of the room first, and then it's going to go up, down. I do apologize. I had to pause the robot for about, 30 minutes or so. It's doing a much better job against the corner. Let's go ahead and take the toy up. That really got time to dry on. I had to pause the robot for a little bit. Wow, this room's going to be spotless. Now, I could put an area where it would lower the Lidar for that chair. I'll have to play around with that. You can, in the map, you can tell it to lower its Lidar and go underneath there. Because that's 4 inches and it just can't go underneath it. Oh, I need to put... Okay, let's say the dog came along and took a dump. Dynamic obstacle avoidance. Now I was stepping around it too. Sometimes that messes it up. Now it's going to go up, down. Got pretty close to it. I would like to see it stay a little farther away, but I did just throw that down, so. There's the smeared mud. Okay, it's recognizing it. Yeah, it is recognizing it. I would like it to stay a little farther away from that. And turn the side brush off. But boy, not too bad though. Not too bad. There's that smeared mud. Some of it does need a third pass, but yeah, the dried on is a little harder to get off, but this is a good test. I had to hurry up and go get my glove. So yeah, we got some, not, right there's a bunch. So yeah, that was a pretty big mess. 2 passes is not quite enough. It does need 3 passes. But as far as vacuuming, man, and getting in that corner, the second pass did much better up against the wall. There's that other fake poop. Huh. You would like it to stay a little farther away, but boy, it is avoiding it. All right, again, first cleaning. All right, it's all done. It's going to go back to the dock and wash the mop pads.
cleaning completed. Returning to the dock to charge.
It's very quiet when it travels. There's the white glove test. Now this dock makes a little bit different noise. I'm so used, the Dreame dock hasn't changed for a long time. Like the sounds that it make, but this one, they're changing things up, and it has to do with that larger suction tube. You can hear the suction's a little different. It's like it's not super noisy. It's just different now, which I'll try to catch. We should get an auto empty event. And drying the mop pad. So we got a lot to capture here. Let's capture the auto empty event.
Start charging. Start auto empty.
I forgot my sound meter, sorry. It's very quiet. Now we're going to get that mop washing.
Start cleaning mop pads.
I wonder, there's like a pause. I wonder if it's heating the water. If there's like a reservoir or if it's heating up and I'm not really sure. There's like a little pause before you can start hearing the water kick on. Now this sounds pretty standard. That's the water being pumped in there. Mop rollers are turning. The robot's turning them and it's heating the water. Yeah, there's that thunk. It's weird. Just different. It's like a valve has to close or open or something. I don't know. It's different. Like it's building up pressure and then funk. I don't know. Different. There it's spinning the mop pads. That sounds about the same, maybe a little different. There it's ramping up the speed. It's spinning the mop pads.
Task completed. Please empty the used water tank timely.
Okay, we should get the drying of the mop pad. Well, that's super quiet. Wow. And it's drying the dust bag. It's drying the mop bag because I can end it. I think it's doing I heard the dust bag earlier, and it's whisper quiet. You can't even hear it drying the dust bag. It's separate from drying the mop.
Start charging.
Okay, so I hurried through some of the settings, and I want to clarify some things. So I do want to go to pad remove, yeah, mop detach. for my carpet test. But for the dock settings, we got more settings here. So tank A, you can turn off or balanced. Oh, I thought there was more. Tank B is for pets. Tank C. Oh, I thought it's automatic. Okay. I thought there was going to be more settings where how much it added it or when it added it. But you've either got balanced or off. I thought there'd be more settings there. It does have dirt detection. And it's so if it mops up an area, comes back, washes the mop pads, the water is going to pass through a dirt detection sensor before it goes to the dirty water tank. If the water's dirtier than normal, it will tell the robot, okay, wherever you just came from was dirtier than normal, go back and remop. It only works in Clean Genius. Auto recleaning. I wish it worked. Roborox will work in custom cleaning, but this one only works, so I've got it turned on. I haven't seen if it works yet, but I'm sure it does. Okay, for this test, I like to do a zone. That way I can sort of control it a little bit better. We're going to do 2 cycles. We're going to do a vacuum only. Yep. And we'll start off on max plus, and we'll do standard. Okay.
Start zoned clean.
So it's going to remove the mop pads. It just leaves whatever mop pads are on it. It just leaves them right there at the base station. So we told the Dreame Matrix 10 to go clean up the big mess on the carpet. It can leave its mop pads back at the base station.
Mop pads removed.
And so now it's going to go vacuum that up and leave the mop pads back there. And then when it's all done, it can reattach them. There's the mop pads. And the base station can also change the mop pads. So those are for like the kitchen. These are for the bathroom. And those are for like living room. So you don't get cross-contamination. It's got a robotic arm that it can change them. So it's going to do the perimeter of the room first. Then it's going to go back and forth in the nice straight lines. I've got a bunch of long hairs and some ground coffee and some confetti and even some kitty litter in there. Now in the settings, I did turn to where the side brush is on when it's on carpet. That by default, that's off. So it is turning the side brush. Okay, so it's going to go back and forth in the nice straight lines. On the first pass, it's going to go up, down. On the second pass, it'll go left, right. And I've got it on max plus, and it's relatively quiet considering it's on maximum suction. There is a piece of confetti right on the sensor.
Proceed with cleaning task.
You know, it's doing a great job of vacuuming. It's got a good cleaning pattern, nice and tight. So far, it's doing a good job with the long hairs. Getting a few of them strung out. There's a few strung out here, but we'll see if it gets them on the second pass. It might have seen me stand right there or something, maybe. Or it might think that's an obstacle. Might think that's a cable. Yeah, I think it's thinking that hair is an obstacle, which is kind of what you want. If I could just somehow make it lighter. There. Yeah, I just checked the app. It thinks there's an obstacle there, so it's kind of going around some of the dirt and debris. But it's doing a good job of vacuuming. I like that it kind of re-examined the area once I did remove the obstacle. Now it's kind of going back and cleaning it, so that's good. Dynamic obstacle avoidance. If the obstacle changes, it kind of re-examines it. Now we're going to get the second pass, and the second pass should go left-right. It should do the perimeter of the room again and then go left-right. Looks like we did get one little hair clump right there that popped out when it was kind of going around. There's turbo. There's standard. There's quiet. Quiet is really quiet. Let's go to max. So max is kind of good. It's not max plus. This is the second highest setting. Yeah, I think it's seeing that as a cable, which is what you want. So yeah, I mean, that's, it does look like a cable, you know, that hair. Oh, it did finally get it. But we did get one clump. The Dreame dual roller, we can get some clumping from long hairs. But hopefully on the second pass it gets it. Yeah, it still thinks that's there. Oh, it thinks that's an obstacle now. It thinks the hair clump. Yeah. Maybe I gotta get some blonde hairs. Maybe. That's just too noticeable. Too much of a contrast, I think. Okay. I gotta do something a little different. I mean, it is what you want. I would rather have it avoid something than run it over. Of course, now it's running it over. Well, we got a result. It's going to vacuum it up. We'll see. We'll see. We'll know in a couple passes whether. Usually the clumps come out after it turns. think it vacuumed it up. We'll see. I don't know where it's going over here. Maybe it's just trying to get around that. Yeah, in the app, yeah, it's thinking there's an obstacle cord like, yeah. Yeah, it thinks that's a cord because it's got some depth. Okay, I get that. I get that. I'm okay with that. It just kind of messes up our testing, but it's also testing obstacle avoidance, so. Which reminds me, I was going to I got to get my fake dog accident. But I wanted to get that coffee there. Ooh, there's the clump. It showed itself. Okay. There's the clump. Okay. So yeah, the Dreame, like I said, it's got that same roller, the X50. I had the X50 for 3 months at my house. It's got that same dual brush roller. I never had hair clumping, but I don't have a pet with super long hair. And my wife has long hair, but it never clumped. You know, this is probably an extreme of what I'm doing, but be aware you do get some clumping. If you have 3 huskies, it could be an issue. But it is doing an excellent job vacuuming. So now it yeah, oh boy. It recognizes it, but just, it gets pretty close and then it finally runs away from it. Ooh, that's too close. It hasn't popped up in the app yet. I would like to see that pop up in the app, a picture of it, but. And we'll check the auto empty system. We'll have it auto empty, and then we'll check the dustbin. That's what you'd like, that kind of obstacle avoidance. It sees it, stays away. Yeah, it hasn't showed up in the app as pet poop. Sometimes it's slow. It says it has 30 pascals of suction. So they're really ramping up the suction. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, it definitely has really good suction, but 30 pascals of suction, is it? I mean, the floor is pretty clean though. I do want more suction. It's just really hard to tell. This is the most suction, I think, in a robot vacuum cleaner. Okay, it's done. It's going to go back to the dock, auto empty. And this auto empty is important. This sometimes fails on robots.
Cleaning task completed. Returning to the dock to charge.
Sometimes it takes the long way home. You're really going to want this for cross-contamination. I don't know that we're getting... I mean, those mop pads did not look noticeably different. I mean...
Start charging. Start auto empty.
Sounds different. I didn't hear that thunk. I'm wondering if it was able to auto empty.
Dust bag drying paused.
It did. Okay, it's just quiet. That thing would have been full of hair and debris, so it did. It did. Okay, I was nervous. I'm like, oh, you want these to? I want them all to work. I don't want anything to fail. That's just static electricity. Yeah, I just don't see. Obviously, that's got some scrubbers, nylon. I mean, it didn't help much. I don't know. This seems, it's cool. I don't know if this is necessary or not. And this, we don't know how much it's using. It's just automatically adding it. Yeah. Pretty big robot, pretty big cost for, that's essentially an L50, or it's essentially an X50, but L50 is a little bit cheaper. The Lidar doesn't go up and down. Yeah. I mean, it's well built. This seems nice. That is, I mean, cross-contamination. That's going to be your big thing. Do you want the bathroom mop pads to be separate from the kitchen? You know, maybe if you have kids that are on the floor a lot, that might be a big deal. Not to get that cross-contamination or something. This all seems very well, you know, it's plastic, but it seems well built, like it could last. Huh. I mean, it's cool. I mean, $1,800. Yeah, it's for a very specific reason. I mean, I don't want to say don't get it, but it's just a really expensive robot that's not much more improved from a Dreame L50, from a Mova V50. The Mova V50, when it's $1,000, that's $900 or $800 cheaper. I mean, it doesn't do the mop pad exchange. Let me know what you think of this in the comments. I know maybe they did their research and maybe they've figured out that people don't want the cross-contamination. I get that. I've never had a concern about that. So it's just a traditional mop roller. I mean, it's not a traditional. It's a pretty advanced spinning mop, good obstacle avoidance, uses hot water. We've got a lot of advanced features, dirt detection. It does hot water mopping too. I'm pretty sure it does hot water mopping, which the Mova V50 does that also. So you can see, I'm really struggling to find a place for this. Let me know what you think in the comments of this. Again, it's just a data approved. You know, if this price goes down to $1,200, then yeah, it's a great buy with exchanging the mop pads. So it's, you know, it's definitely working. It's doing good. I got to do more testing. Yeah, it's just a data approved. I'm going to keep the sticker on it. I got to do more testing. I didn't have any faults. The clumping is a pretty traditional thing with that double roller. I got to do more testing. The curve or the Roborock has a different way of doing it, so I'll be testing that more. I'm going to be firing up. I got the Roomba Max. I just did a video on the fix. Roomba sent out 2 little washers. I did a video on how to fix that. It seems to be doing better. I do want to like that. It does clean really well. But we've had some, that's my 3rd unit. And it has a repair you got to do to it. So that's a little hard to recommend. Yeah, I don't know that it cleaned any better than the Mova V50. This is a pretty cool robot. It doesn't exchange mop pads, but yeah. I got the Mova Mobius 60. I think this is the same thing. I don't know yet. I mean, it does talk about Mop-swap, but it's a little cheaper. Yeah. Still hard to beat my Mova P10 Pro. This is when it's on sale, $450. So check out my website, justadatapproved.com. When these robots go on sale, you can find them. I send out sign up for my email. Like right now, this one's on sale. This is like $550, I think. It's got the split brush dual design, which is better for pet hair, long hairs. So And during these major shopping events, like Black Friday is getting ready to come up, we just finished with the Prime Big Deal Days in October, I give you my recommended buy list. Now, this probably won't, the sales don't really change what I've noticed. I don't know what the Black Friday sales are going to be here, but I'm sure some of these are going to be about the same price. So check out my website, justadadapproved.com. I'll display when these events start. I'll release all the, I'll look up all the pricing. I'll do all the homework for you, tell you what the best robot to buy is. I do have the Dreame H15 Pro. It does carpet and hardwood floors. Got both narwhals. Those things are just so expensive. I might have to send those back. I don't know if I have time to do them or not. But the S30 and the S30 Pro. Oh, and the new Roborock F25 Ultra. I do have my second, that's my second Dreame Aqua 10. It's doing better. I'm not getting the leaking in the base station. So that's a pretty good robot. Not real happy with the narwhal flow. Won't go on black carpet, gets stuck all the time. I waited past the 30 days. They won't take it back. So I'm a little upset. Seems like I wasted money. So let this be a lesson. Keep your box. Use it. This 30-day window. That's the easiest way to send these back. I can't stress that enough. And I do recommend buying off Amazon. I mean, going through the company web pages is okay, but I just read something on Mova's where they'll accept the return in 30 days, but it has to be unopened or something. I'm like, what? I can return something on Amazon I just don't like, but it has to be in that 30 days. But with the holidays coming up, you're going to get an extra month. It's a great time to buy a robot vacuum cleaner. You get until the end of January. And if you've ever been to a UPS store January 31st, it's a zoo. I had to go and the line was out. Last year, the line was like 2 or 3 blocks long. So everybody does their returns on January 31st. So this is a good time to buy. You get an extended time to return it, but use it. Keep the box. If you don't like it, send it back. And with that being said, I think you're going to like the Dreame Matrix 10. It's a little bit bigger. It's stylish. You do get the exchanging of the mop pad. So if that is a place that you want, it's going to be a good robot for you. I just don't think if you're expecting this mop pad to clean a lot better, I don't think you're going to get. But you will definitely not get the cross-contamination. That is for sure. Does this absorb more water than this one? I mean, I just can't tell. But you will definitely you won't get the cross-contamination. Hair's always a mess when I turn the camera around. I don't. Justadadapproved.com. I really appreciate everybody's support. Again, these are links. If you click on my website, it'll take you to Amazon or Walmart. And if you click on a product in the video, it could take you to Walmart or Amazon. Not Amazon, but in the description, it's these links. They go everywhere. Again, they're links. So that's just a way of helping support my channel. The product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. I do appreciate everybody's support. I do also do channel memberships. We're just having fun. If you want to have a little emoji when you do comments, I'm going to be starting to do more live streams. So especially around the holidays, there's lots of questions around the holidays. And my job is to get you the best robot at the best price. I also review other products, coffee makers, cordless vacuum cleaners. Those categories, they don't change as much. I can give a recommendation and it can stay for a while. Like cordless vacuum cleaner, I got a Shark one that's been my best one for the last. So check out my website. Up at the top, you'll see best cordless vacuum cleaners. I don't have to dive too deep into those. These robot vacuum cleaners, they're just releasing them like crazy. And this Matrix 10 just came out of nowhere. Had a lot of people requesting it. So hope this video helps. I will be comparing it to the Mova. And I just really do appreciate it. I have a lot of fun with what I do, and I could not do this without you. So thank you. Again, channel memberships is also a way of helping support. You can do a little emoji. I try to reply to those comments a little bit quicker. And we may do some membership only live streams, so really, really appreciate everybody's support. Thanks everybody, justadadapproved.com, and thanks for watching.